What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Beyond the Backboard Podcast, another special episode of 2 Minute Drill. My name is Omar, and next to me are my two beautiful co-hosts, Max and Earl. Today, we are going to go over our MVP candidates. And let's be real, there's only two options here. And we're only going to go really over the two. We can go over the third if we want, but who cares? Um, I'm going to start off with, who wants to pick it up? Should I pick it up?
Go ahead. You pick it up.
Pick it up? Okay, let me get the 2 minute timer up. 2 minute timer. 2 minute timer. And all right, to start the 2 minutes, who I think who should be MVP this season is no other than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I understand that Nikola Jokic is a person that averages 29, 12, and 10 on 41% shooting from 3-point range, and again scored a amazing 30 20 20 triple double. But again, I feel like Shai has attributed more to winning in general. I feel like him averaging 33 points along with 6 assists, 5 rebounds, and his efficiency and his consistency has been outmatched throughout this league. I think Shai is the more dominant. Let me say it like this. I think he's the more dominant player in terms of winning. I think he contributes a lot more to winning and leading his team than I guess he does with Nikola Jokic. I get that Nikola Jokic has won a championship at one point, but he's not there at this time. And yeah, I think I kind of laid out my points pretty well here. Shea really tells his own story, man. Like, I understand he has his foul baiting ways, as Earl would say it, and you know what? To some degree, even I would say it, because let's be honest, the guards in this league, they get a little more than everybody else. But like 50-point games this season, like he's been amazing. And he's been leading this team without a lot of their key players. And I'm honestly excited to when Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet really start getting into things, because that Oklahoma City team is going to be a real problem when they start to come into the playoffs. That was the only thing they were missing last season. It got this season, and they're going to be healthy. And I'll pass it off to whoever wants it to next.
Max.
Earl, why don't you go?
You want me to go? You go, Max.
No. You got this. You got this.
No, you go, Max. You got it. I trust you, Max. No, it's fun. I'll go if you want me to.
Yeah, you go.
All
you go. I want to go last.
All right, bet. Now it started?
Yep.
All right. So for me, I think it's really hard to choose MVP. I feel like obviously what Jokic is doing is absolutely fantastic. It's amazing. But one or two or 200,000 people could argue that defense is a huge part of the game. And Jokic just happens to not play a lot of that big part of the game, and Shai does. But with that being said, man, I might have to go Jokic. I just, it's hard for me to argue against Jokic. I mean, the dude's putting up 29.1 points per game. Rebounds is 12.8, so basically 13 rebounds a game, 10 assists, and he's shooting 41.3 from three-point line, which is very impressive. I mean, let's just be honest. This is a Denver Nuggets team that has lost a lot of rotational pieces, I feel like, in the last 3 years. People said they would have a fall off, including me at times. I was like, okay, surely no KCP. They're losing a little bit more shooting, but other people on the team step up. They're winning games. I believe they're the third or fourth seed right now, in a really competitive Western Conference. I don't know, man. It's just hard for me to argue against them. And this is coming from me. This is coming from a Lakers fan. So, it's like, it's really legitimate. Like, I really mean it. He's just doing stuff that other people aren't doing. And I think sometimes we fall, a prisoner to the moment about, I guess they call it voters fatigue.
The voter fatigue, yeah.
And
I'm a
Jokic
victim
just
of voter
happens,
fatigue.
he happens to fall into that category, I feel like, for some people. And don't get me wrong, like Shai, easily it could be, first of all, I'll say, like, it can be either one of these guys. But Jokic, he's just dominating in three categories. Like, I just don't know how to explain it. He's a great basketball player. I don't know, man. I think I'm going Jokic, respectfully. Shout out to Shai, though. Mr.
And 5 seconds to spare. Max, ready in 3, 2.
Well, I think both sides have made pretty convincing arguments here. There's like Omar said earlier, there's a pretty clear top two here. It's either going to be the guy who is putting up the sheer counting stats, the likes of which we've never seen before, or it's going to be the guy scoring 33 points a game on the best team in the NBA, or maybe second best team in the NBA, certainly the best team in the Western Conference, a very competitive Western Conference by a long shot. So whoever does ultimately win it is going to be deserving, unless it somehow randomly goes to Giannis. It won't, though. So whichever one of these two wins, it will be deserving. With that said, if I was a media member, I would be casting my vote for none other than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Like Earl said, defense is a big part of basketball, and if Jokic was just a league average defender, I would still probably put him as my MVP. But he is so tremendously horrendous on defense to the point where at times I question whether he's giving up as many, if not more, points in the paint than he is actively creating for the Nuggets on offense. And I acknowledge the arguments that he is the whole offense for Denver. That's very valid. You could definitely argue that the four other dudes out there should be playing better defense to back them up. I get that. But when you're looking at just an individual award and you're looking at an individual all-around basketball player, SGA scoring 33 points per game, still averaging 5 rebounds, still averaging 6 assists. He's actually very close to being a 50-40-90 member who's shooting 52.5% from the field, 90% from the line. He's only the three-point percentage at 37. So unless something drastically changes, he's going to miss 50-40-90, but only by a smidgen. He's just a very efficient player. You know, he plays defense. He gets steals. It's just he's the complete package. And so even though Jokic has had probably the more numerically dominating season, the fact that Shai plays both sides of the ball as well as he does, and the fact that his team is dominating a very, very stacked Western Conference, I think that's enough for me to give Shai the slightest of slight edges over Jokic. It's close, but my pick is SGA.
Perfect ending to a perfect take. 2 minutes collective thoughts. Let's be real. I think me and Max are victims of voter fatigue. I think if Nikola Jokic was in first place, we really and the Denver Nuggets, I mean, were in first place, we would be having a different conversation. But unfortunately, in a lot of these scenarios, it is the people that you put around Nikola Jokic, right? So in that sense, like I was looking back at a video and it was from a longer time ago. I think it was like 6 months or more long ago, but I remember something along the lines of saying the Nuggets are really gonna miss Bruce Brown because of what he was doing when he was with them. But what happened? I think they missing Bruce Brown a lot right now, to be frank.
True,
I don't
but
think
can you even
so.
tell me where Bruce Brown's playing?
I don't think so.
They
I'm
got
sorry?
Christian Braun now. I
Can
mean,
you tell
They
me
do
where
have
Bruce Brown is
Christian.
playing?
he's literally a carbon copy of Bruce Brown.
Yeah.
I wouldn't agree with that, but I think he's
Slightly.
probably.
I think
he's
Bruce
better
Brown
player.
is a
Good
better defender.
defender. Braun plays. He plays good defense too.
I
He can
agree
shoot
with
the
you.
three
I think
ball.
yeah.
Slightly okay playmaker, not really. I
Better
think
than
Bruce
Bruce
Brown
Brown.
definitely. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of close, low key. I don't know, but I
I'm
think
taking Christian Braun in a heartbeat over Bruce Brown.
okay.
But
Well, I'll take that. Fair
with
enough.
30
But
seconds to spare, boys, what is our final take? Who is going to be the MVP of this
Jokic,
2024-2025 season?
I'm sticking SGA. I'm not changing my vote.
I'm
I,
sticking Jokic. I'm not changing my vote either. Good ball.
um, I
Just stay true, Omar.
think it's gonna
You
be.
seem to be the swing vote.
Hmm,
Stay in your lane.
I think it's gonna be. Hmm. Oh, what do you look at that? The timer ran out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this episode of the Beyond the Backboard Podcast. Be sure to hit us up on the Playoff LAL group chat in playback. We are there live every Tuesday and Friday. And again, guys, if you want to see this podcast early, go on playback, join us in the Playoff LAL group chat, and let's get enough supporters so we can start our own chat. We love LAL, we love Playoff LAL, we love everything that they've done for us, but we got to start our own thing. We want to thank you guys so much. Appreciate every single one of you guys. We love everybody. Thank you guys. Peace out.
Peace.